Hi, it's Vex, and today we want to say goodbye to an old friend, Brago. That's right, Brago came out. Oops, oh god, losing everything. The king is dead. That's right, came out Original Conspiracy 8 years ago, I think about 2014-ish. This was the hottest commander at the time. People loved King Brago right here, even though he's already dead technically. It's Brago, if you don't know what Brago does, because no one really plays it anymore. 2 white and blue. Whenever it deals combat damage to a player, exile any number of target non-land permanents you control, then return those cards to the battlefield under their owner's control. Essentially, Brago was a blink commander. You would play things, right? Panharmonicon, Deadeye Navigator, helps blink things, Conjurer's Closet. You would do things like play Peregrine Drake, ETB, untap 5 lands, and then you would blink it to, blink it out of not the battlefield, I guess out of the battlefield, put it back into play again, untap 5 lands. So you essentially ramp 5 manas. I remember Brago was so powerful. I would just everybody would have Brago, and it's been replaced. They made a commander that's better than Brago, I believe, in all ways. Yark, the Desecrated. And the cool part about it is Brago required you to do combat damage. Yark is immediately effective, so when you play Peregrine Drake, you would trigger it twice. So ETB causes triggering twice, because mostly Brago would be there to double ETB effects, like Peregrine Drake, Agent Treachery, Diluvian Primordial, Mana War, things like that, Mole Drifter, Venser, so just double ETB things. I got a bunch of ETB things here. But Yark just did it so much better, because you didn't have to attack with Yark. With Brago, you got to attack with Brago, connect, deal combat damage, then trigger blinking right there. With Yark, you play Yark, and then with nothing on the stack, you still have priority to play something. It would trigger Yark immediately. So you get value right away, even if they kill Yark when you first play it. So this deck is old enough to not even have an Arcane Signet in the deck. That's how old this deck is. I haven't really done upgrades because I just stopped playing it. And I am in the process of making, doing all 32 decks of different color varieties. So if I'm going to retire the king, I have to replace the king with something. And this is why I replaced the king with Shurikai, Genesis Engine. Because Shurikai is just such a cool commander. It's a brand new one from Neon Dynasty Commander. I love this commander way more than Brago because it does many different things. It seems really innocent and straightforward, but it just does a lot of things more than Brago. Brago wants you to have a board, wants you to blink things, wants you to connect with Brago. And I'm just going to show you some cards. Just flipping through some cards with Brago. It's just fun to just look through old commander decks before I say goodbye. Russian Wrath of God, they don't print Russian anymore, so that might be worth something. Who knows? Even Return to Dust, I had that. Karma Guide blinking. So it's fun to look through old decks. I'm not going to keep Brago. I'm going to actually get rid of this deck. And I've actually used some parts for my Shurikai deck. There, not a lot, because they don't overlap a lot, which is kind of cool to know that, hey, your Azorius decks don't have to overlap. This is not Grand Arbor, Augustine, which I did have before Brago, and boy, my play group hated that, so I had to replace that quickly. That did not last long. Brago lasts way longer than that. So you got cool stuff like Sun Titan and stuff, more blinky things. So we have our Brago Commander Brago here, and we were able to take some cards. We took Soul Ring, Azorius Signet, Solemn, Swords, Supreme Verdict, Time Wipe, and some lands. So not very much went from Brago to our Shurikai. If I wanted to build another Azorius, so the rule of my 32 deck challenge is 1 of every color, no duplicates, unless they're CEDH decks, until I reach all 32, which I'm 5 off of, I believe. So we're almost getting there. These are the cards that went from Brago to Shurikai. And the format has sped up so much that Brago just, had to play Brago on turn 4 or turn 3. you need something on board like an ETB card, and then you have to attack with Brago, connect with Brago, than have things to flicker if your opponents haven't destroyed it, or Brago. So it just required too many things, which is okay back in the day because it was slower format, but now it's a much faster format. And now we have Shurikai, and Shurikai is really cool because it's a vehicle, right? You technically don't have to have a vehicle deck for Shurikai, because you could just, it is right here. Let's actually read Shurikai before we go on. 2 white, blue, legendary artifact vehicle. So it's not a creature to start with, it's a vehicle. 1 tap, draw 2 cards, discard a card. Then you create a 1/1 colorless pilot creature token with this creature crews vehicles as though its power or 2 greater. So essentially 3 power. Crew 8, then Shurikai can be your commander. So that's super cool. It generates pilots, so you can have a deck themed around generating little creatures. My deck is themed around, right here, it's themed around vehicles because it's fun to, have some vehicles. So I have a bunch of vehicles here, not like a super high density of vehicles because of Shurikai's other ability to draw 2, discard 1, so go through the deck fairly quickly. So I have some good amount of vehicles, but the cool part is you can play stuff that synergizes with little weenie creatures, which I'm like Mentor of the Meek, Welcoming Vampire, F.I.R.E, I think, by drawing cards with having little creatures. So that's a theme here, and I love how many different themes that you could incorporate in here and have all synergize together. These help with card draw. Shurikai does card draw, gets through your deck, gets through the important cards. We have graveyard theme, Shavin's Reclamation with flashback because you are discarding cards. We have Madness theme because you are discarding cards here. Containment construct, so graveyard theme. We have vehicle theme, vehicles that you control have crew 2, so you could easily crew Shurikai with 1 pilot. We have untapping theme. Oh, this is not an untapper. Where's my untapper? Untapping theme right here. You have things to untap Shurikai or other things like lands, so these can be ramp spells. Well, these 2 can be ramp spells. This one untaps another target artifact or creature. Untapping theme. So I just love all the themes here. And then we have, because vehicles are artifacts, we have an artifact theme. Oh, these are untappers right there. We have artifact theme, like reconfigure creatures, artifacts, little creature theme. Again, Skull Clamp. More artifacts is ramp. So it's really cool. We have draw theme, Teferi's Aegis Insight. We have one combo in here with a Shurikai, discard theme, or cycle theme. So that's why I really like Shurikai, because it's just each game plays on differently depending on what you have. You have more vehicles, you can crew more vehicles and such if you have more of the untappers, or you have a different variety of each of those. So that's why I really, really like Shurikai. It just gives you different angle of attacks. This is the artifact theme here. You can do Madness, more artifact tutors, more stuff from the graveyard with flashback. I just love it. Emery, artifact graveyard, theme overlap. This can work with untappers right here. You can untap Emery to replay more artifacts. So I just love Shurikai, graveyard theme here. So I love just different Shurikai. Maybe I'm playing too many themes and Shurikai is just getting too overwhelmed with themes. But again, what Shurikai does is lets you draw lots of cards, discard cards. So I just love that. And that's why Brago, it's kind of one-noted. I just love having a commander that could just have so many different themes, kind of open-ended. This kind of feels like an Atraxa type theme to a deck where you just, you have a commander that's so open-ended that's just so super fun to play. Anyways, that's it for my video today. I just want to talk about, sometimes it's time to let decks go. The king is dead, so long live the new king, the Genesis engine. Right here, oh, look at it. Name is pretty cool. This king's dead. I mean, he's technically already dead because he's a spirit. And then Genesis, like the Genesis of a new era. So that all, I didn't think about it until now, but it all like works out in the end of how things work. Anyways, if you enjoyed this video, give the video a thumbs up, smash subscribe button, hit the notification bell to be alerted for new videos in the future. Leave a comment and tell me which decks you've retired so far, and then why? Because it's fun just to talk about these things. You gotta give your old decks away and enjoy these new decks. Anyways, thanks for tuning in, and as always, have a wonderful day.